Bad art number 532. Larger issues at hand. This was the name of it. Acrylic on canvas board. Nobody got this. I don't think anybody got this. I really thought it was cool. I guess it's bad art. Yeah, probably technique, probably what I did with it. Also, I sprayed it with a clear spray, which makes it like shiny, so I can bing, dong, ding, dong. But yeah, bad art. This is art that I created when I was looking at the tile floor and I see visions in the tile floor. That sounds kind of weird. It's not weird. I just, you know, you look at the clouds and you see pictures in the clouds. I look at the tile floor or the wood grain, and if I look at it long enough, I'm like, oh, hey, I see something. And I saw this guy, which I thought was really cool. I was like, he is so cool. So then I put one of my little abstract horses there, and then, I don't know, I liked it. I might redo this someday, but it is in the bad art pile. Bad art pile. Oh, this is another one. This was the image I saw on the tile. This was an image I saw on the tile. I don't even want to tell you. It did get into an art show, but yeah, let's not even talk about that one. So that would be on the bad art pile. Another one. So no, I'm not cutting these up. I'm trying to leave them alone. Horse and Cat. I know that's a real clever title, isn't it? Horse and Cat. Now, I actually really like this one too, but I think it's just the method I used, technique, workmanship. It was a while ago when I did this one, so it's like I can do bad art. So I think I already said it earlier, but I'm going to talk about Picasso again. And the Picasso is 50,000 Picasso paintings, drawings, sculptures out there. That's crazy, I know. They said he did like 2 a day. I don't know how that adds to 50,000, but he was just very, maybe at least 2 a day he would do. And a lot of that, I think his wife helped. His wife did his paints and cleaned his paintbrushes and dealt with all the people that were annoying him. So yes, don't forget her. But anyway, so a lot of people say there's only 100 of the 50,000 paintings, sculptures, drawings that he did are relevant, are considered masterpieces. Now that's been argued, but I think once he became like, you know, as time gone on, anything with Picasso on it is probably huge and famous. So anyway, but the point is that you have to do art. You have to do art. You have to do art upside down. You have to do art to get to that one masterpiece that is all, and those masterpieces, $17 million a piece, or maybe none of this. Do your own research, but I'm just talking off the top of my head of things I remember about learning about Picasso. But you know, it's crazy, but the more art you do, the better you get at art. It's like it's a muscle, and all artists, you guys all know that. I should know that, but I still try to fixate and focus on try to make it work, make this one work, and it never, I let myself go, get the freedom to do art, another bad art. I was trying to do my little abstract horses. Here's another little abstract. Now he almost got cut up in a whole bunch of pieces. I mean, he was so close. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to stop doing that. I'm telling my students not to tear up their art and scribble it. So I need to not do that. I need to have these to look back on. So these are just my fun little abstracts that I do and I enjoy, but they're all put in the bad art pile because they do. This guy, I actually kind of thought he was fun. So I was trying to work on this thing where I have a whole list. And I don't know if you guys do this, but I got all these different sketchbooks. I have piles and piles and piles. These are just a few. And piles of sketchbooks. And a lot of people have sketchbooks from when they're kids. I have those too. Do you guys do this? Like I do this with journals. Actually, I stopped doing journals a while ago, which I know I should be doing journals, but my art is my journal. But I have a whole bunch where there's just a little bit of writing in the front of the journal and the rest of it's blank. It's kind of similar with the sketchbooks. So a lot of these sketchbooks, they have art in the beginning and then flipped over and then all the art in the back and they're empty in the middle. Strange thing I do, I know. But anyway, what was I talking about with sketchbooks? Oh, so I have all these sketchbooks. And then I also have, I'm a type of person where I write down lots of ideas, you know, and I do write down a whole bunch of ideas. Oh my gosh, this was a reading robot book that I did a sketchbook when my son was itty bitty, and I thought I was going to make a book for him called Reading Robot, and there was going to be all these like little robots. Yeah, that's never happened, but it doesn't mean it couldn't happen someday. A construction robot helps them build things. And see, little biscuit was right down there. Yeah. So anyway, back 2 steps back. So I always make these lists of ideas. And I write them on pieces of paper, and I write them on my sketchbooks, and I write them on planners, which is another story. But anyway, so one of my ideas was to mix things together. And I know people have done this before where you go like dragonfly. So I try to make a dragon with dragonfly wings. Yeah. So anyway, that was my concept here. It was a mix of watercolor and ink. A lot of those things like, I'm going to say them wrong. Rhino beetle, isn't it? Something like that. I'm trying to think of the names of all the different things that I have. I got to find that for you, and we'll do that again in another day, because that was kind of funny too. I do a lot of these. Let's just call them doodles, people. Let's not give them exciting words, and then have people pay you to do them. So of course, then here I am with my Art Mart, which has it all over it. Why did I bring this Art Mart one out? There was something here I wanted you guys to see. Or not, maybe? I don't know. 16 done. There's got to be something. Yeah, I have no idea why I brought that one out. So here's one of I was doing dog oil pastel faces and kind of dog portraits, but I wanted to do something different. So I was doing oil pastels where I rub it really good, and all my oil pastels, which the house gets into a mess, and then I scratch in there. But this one is bad art because the composition's off. I just got carried away, and I could even see for myself where I really started getting at it. So, but it's good because I have a lot of these that people love, and I've sold prints of, and sold some originals. So he was just a pathway to another one, which is awesome. We have Archie. This is called Insomnia. No, it's not, but it should be, because this is something I did in the middle of the night when I could not sleep. And I saw a really cool artist. He does ballpoint pen work. I can't think of his name right now. He's super, super cool. Anyway, it reminds me of him. So it's where you just really get in there at the ballpoint and kind of really go and really try to create this cool art. And actually mine was micron pen. Yeah, bad art. But I did something instead of just laying there staring at the ceiling. Oh, this is one where I just, because it's bad art, I need to calm myself down with that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, here's another one. So, I don't know. You know, you do these bad arts, and somewhere, somehow, I hadn't talked to you about this one yet. This one's an interesting one. So this was my second time I went and tried to submit for a Halloween type show at an art gallery, and this one's called The Spider, but it's based off of a story that I found, a very old, and at this moment right now I can't remember the name of the story, but it's a very old vintage story about a scary story about a guy who found a spider, or something about a spider or something. So I made this giant spider. Can you see it in there? And then I tried, and I am not very good with font. My font's very crazy. And so I tried to write the story over the top of it, and I got it. It might even say it. The Spider, Hans Heinz Ewers, 1915, when the student of medicine, Richard Barkement, I probably butchered that, decided to move into the room of the small hotel, Stevens Rue, Alfred, Stevens, Paris 6. 3 persons, maybe this is why I didn't get accepted. Okay, there was something in here about a spider, and I'm not going to drive you crazy, but a large black spider crawled from the dead man's open mouth. Maybe, okay, here we go. Or should I go this way? Read it. Maybe I should have just put that line and not the whole lead up to it. And maybe, but Maybe nobody can tell it's a spider. Okay, so bad art, lots of bad art. I have more. However, I wanted you guys to see, now I can't find it because I've been messing around with all my art. I have a very large piece behind me of bad art. And I wanted you to see what was there before I did this. So, here we go. First off, I'm moving around really quick. We have this piece of art. Ugh. This is called Golden Daisies by Dawn Benson. It is very large. It's 23 inches by 35 inches. Acrylic paint and marker on stretch canvas. Yes, I'm reading this. So this is a really, really nice canvas. I mean, this is like a real heavy canvas. And now that I've done 3 paintings on it, it's even heavier. And I could probably knock you out with it. So I like this, but I have stopped bringing it to places because I think that it might be considered bad art. I don't know. These are one of my emotional pieces where I just enjoyed the emotion of doing it. However, it's also, this painting is on top of 2 other paintings. Yeah, 2 other paintings are underneath this painting. And I paint thick. When I paint with acrylic, I like doing that thick painting. I don't always do the thick painting, but I like to do it. So initially, here's the sketch of, this would have been the first one I tried to submit for a call to art during a Halloween type show. And here's the sketch. I'm gonna try to hold it up. And it meant something to me, and it looked really cool, and I had dark clouds, and I had a yellow wheat field. Why I'm showing this to you is this sketch was on this canvas initially for this call to art that I did. And I thought it was really cool. And the little girl, she's holding a floating eye that came from the little horse, and then the horse has wings, and it meant something to me. And I thought it was kind of creepy because you can see the inside of the horse, so it's kind of creepy. So Halloweenish, but it didn't translate very well. So people probably call this bad art. So that was painting number 1 on here. Painting number 2 on here was, I don't even know, it might be in here. Painting number 2 was a painting I did of 3 dogs. It was my dog Patty when I was a kid. It was an Australian Shepherd. It was Sunny, my mother-in-law's dog, Sunny, a long time ago, big, beautiful yellow lab, and Maxer, our boxer. And I put all 3 dogs on there. So that was my second painting that was on this canvas. So again, I'm showing you bad art, but this was my concept, and I just wanted to do something kind of like, I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's kind of the concept of Henri Rousseau, I think. I wanted it to look childish, naive art. That's what it was, naive art. I wanted the perspectives to not look right. So Patty was really big, and then Sunny was really tiny over here, even though Sunny was bigger than Patty. All 3 of these dogs are dogs that we loved and have passed away in our lives. So these are all dogs. And then I had a whole bunch of wild colors in the background of them. But then he was originally a gray merle, they call him blue merle Australian Shepherd, so I made him blue and white with a whole bunch of crazy colors. Sunny was a yellow, like buff colored, so I think I made him white, I think. And then Maxer, I think, was red, white, and blue kind of thing, colors at first. It got accepted, but I think possibly considered bad art. It got accepted to a show, so it was, you can actually see a little bit of that painting. In fact, that's probably Max's foot right there, and a little bit of the painting right there. Then I thought, okay, I don't believe in oh, this has got bad mojo or anything. I don't believe in all that. But 2 paintings now, and no, I didn't, one did get accepted, but whatever. So then my husband came and saw that I did this on top of it, and he goes, "You did that? You painted over it again?" Yes, I did. I painted over it again. And I really like this. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Oh, this reminded me of, this is actually from one of my sketchbooks that I kept from like a long time ago. It's just me, and I love it. But I'm thinking it's bad art. So I don't know if I should paint over it again. Paint over it again. Should I paint over? Please comment. Would you paint over this? This is my third painting. Paint over it again. Tear it up, throw it away. Put it back out there again, see if anybody likes it. What say you? So, I'll let you guys figure that one out.